Jeff Carter. Welcome to my talks on project management. Okay, so the stage we're looking at today is project initiation, and we're going to do that by taking a look at process. As you may recall, you've already encountered something called Porter's value chain, where the value is reflected in the primary chain and some of the support activities that run throughout. The primary chain is divided into primarily inputs, process and outputs. There are variations on it, but that's how it works. And we call this Porter's value chain, PVC. What we're now interested in doing is certainly looking at how we determine which are the important requirements and which are desirable requirements that can be dispensed with for the project to deliver the essential changes to make a process. And process is key to this because without process you're not getting the benefits that organisations require. Okay, so let's look at this first range, which is inputs, process and outputs. And that's the same here as IPO. We know that those things connect to suppliers from something called the SIPOC analysis, and out here they connect to customers. Yeah? Hence the term SIPOC. What we're keen on describing is how this system can now reflect what the requirements are. So, okay, we want to keep our people, the suppliers and the customers, outside of the project boundary. So we draw a line all the way around to make sure we're clear about what's in the project and what's outside of it. And we'll call this customer 1, yeah? Because on this particular project we have a second output. That could be an information output, yeah? O2 and O1 could be the product that's being delivered, for example. And that one goes to a different customer. Could be an internal customer for an information product, could be a third-party insurer or something of that nature. So now we can start to see that actually we have a way of defining what's inside the project and what's outside and what connects together to make a good process. Now we can start to describe the links. So what must the supplier provide that will be the essential input? Let's call that M1. That's must requirement. It's not could, should or would. Yeah, we don't want those because they're optional and they cost money to implement. Likewise, what input does the process need to ensure that it works every time? So that's a mandatory to, it must have this element of input. And again, could, should and would we dismiss at that point. And then we repeat that process through this chain. So let's call this M3, that one M4, this one M5 and that one M6. So now we have 6 requirements that connect our supplier through inputs to a process that delivers 2 outputs, output 1, output 2, to 2 separate customers, customer 1, customer 2. So here we're avoiding the could, should, would requirements, and up here we're only must needs for the process to work should be accounted for. Okay, so you can see the relationship between how we describe process that's going to give us benefit that is mandated on the project by these must-have requirements. I'm DC. I hope you've enjoyed the project management talk. Now I'd like you to read and debate this issue online.